What's up again, everybody? Let's spoil a few more cards from the upcoming WWE set, shall we? The two cards we're going to talk about today are both basic action cards, and I think if I did my counting correctly, I think after today, all of the basic action cards in the set will have been spoiled. Maybe one hasn't been spoiled? I'll have to check into that. Anyway, the two we're going to look at are two cards that are pretty interesting, and they're also two cards that I accidentally spoiled on my Discord a few days ago. I was creating a spoiler album so people could see what had already been kind of announced and shown, and I put these two cards into the album, and some people said, hey, these were never shown before, and I thought to myself, well, crap, I guess they are now. So I figured we should make a video and talk about them. The first one involves her. If you don't know who she is, that is Alexa Bliss, and this is a Moment of Bliss, a 3-cost basic action card that says this turn you may remove blocked attackers from combat before damage is dealt. This is kind of an interesting one. I feel like you could do some interesting things with this. Like, this is already really good if you're just looking to trigger like when attacks abilities, because then you can play this and then push with your when attacks abilities, characters getting the value off of them, and then no matter what, if they get blocked, then they can come back, or they just, deal face damage, which is pretty cool. I guess this is good for like a bunch of small character kind of teams. Like you play those out, and you play this, and anything that doesn't go through unblocked will just come back to the field rather than getting cycled into the prep area so that you have to roll it again. So maybe this is good on sidekick teams. The sidekicks that get blocked will not KO, and they'll stay in the field getting whatever buff you're giving it, or whatever value that you gain from having more sidekicks in the field. At the very least, you don't have to roll them again. So that's kind of an interesting effect. And for 3, you're not really investing a ton into it, right? Because you could even just run the Thor global or like the Malekith global and make this cost 1. So this is definitely intriguing. And this is also one of those things that you can play for, I don't want to say no effect, because you can't play anything for no effect, but it essentially creates a game state wherein anything that is blocked, you can choose to remove them and not have them, be dealt damage or whatever during the combat. So you could technically play this for no effect to trigger things like a tune, or when you use an action die, do this thing. So kind of an interesting card, this one. Let me know what you would do with this in a comment below. If there's any crazy combos that I haven't, thought of or mentioned that just pop to your mind. While you're doing that, go ahead and listen to me talk about this next one, which is also pretty interesting. This is Money in the Bank, a 4-cost basic action card that says choose target attacker. If the attacker damages the opponent this turn, draw and roll 3 dice. If the attacker is unblocked and would go to the used pile, prep them instead. So this is a really interesting one, because if you think about it, let's just assume you're playing this during the main step. During the main step, you play this and you pick an attacker. I guess technically, maybe you can't play this during the main step because nothing has been attacked, or nothing is attacking. No, you probably could. You could probably play it in the main step. Anyway, you pick a die and attack with it. Let's assume that works. And when you do that, if that is unblocked, then you're going to prep 3 dice, which is just absolutely insane, right? But you don't know if it's going to be unblocked. And assuming that you pick something that can be blocked, which is a cool little combo with this we'll talk about in a second. If you choose something that can be blocked, your opponent's basically guaranteed to block this, so that you're basically not drawing 3 dice and prepping them, making your bag tiny and really upping your power play next turn. So this is, I guess, in that sense, a way to get your opponent to block something that they might not want to. It's also something you can use during the attack step, because remember, declare attackers, declare blockers. Use globals, use actions, okay? So you can use this after you've attacked to pick something that is either, well, I should say this too. I should preface it. This is really, really bad. Really bad if you pick something that has been blocked already. Okay, so again, if you're playing this during the main step and you pick something and then it gets blocked, it's really bad to draw 3 dice and roll them, because you can't purchase anymore. You can't play character dice that roll as character faces. any energy that you're using is going to most likely clear and go back into your bag at the end of your opponent's turn. Unless you have utilities in the form of globals to use with it. So really, this is terrible if this thing that you're using is getting blocked. I mean, it gives you the possibility of getting, some energy to use on globals on your attack step or, that sort of stuff. But your best bet here is getting this to trigger off of something that is unblocked. And so using it during the attack step on something that has already been left unblocked or unblockable. If you play this on like a common Yanti that is already, there's an action that's already been used, that character die is unblockable. You play this, and if that just goes through, if they didn't use like static field to push it back or anything, you're going to prep 3 dice from it, which is just insane. So this is a great combo that you can do with this card. Pay 4 for it, or maybe you can discount it, pay less for it, play something that would be unblockable, or make a sidekick unblockable with like Insect Plague Global, or just push with a bunch of sidekicks that can't possibly fully be blocked, and play this on the back end to prep 3 dice. Seems really interesting to me. Let me know what you think about both of these basic actions, and let me know if you are excited for the WWE set. It is coming like in a few days, which is pretty exciting. I know I'm excited. We're going to have an event like the day after it drops, and we're going to play some stuff. Let me know if you want to have that streamed or something. That'd be kind of cool, too. As always, everybody, if you like this video and you like the content that I make here on the DM Armada YouTube channel, feel free to like and subscribe. If you want to support us in a different way, you can hop onto the Discord and hang out with us there, and you could hop onto Patreon and support us that way as well. The links for all of that is in the description, and as always, everybody, thanks for watching.